the shootout continues in terms of players coming back to the A-League. I don't rate Campusano.
I think this is pivotal. We are going to see Riley McGree in the Premier League.
I don't think there's any doubt that he's leading the line for the Socceroos. All right, Moffel, we've got too much to hold back for the weekend because it's been a massively exciting couple of days in Australian football, in particular in the Australian Championship. What about this guy, Mohamed Toure, scoring a hat-trick, starting debut for Norwich as they beat Oxford 3-0. Toure already has 4 goals in less than 100 minutes for Norwich, and this is his first hat-trick as a professional footballer, as he confirmed with his post-match interview. Absolutely incredible, this hat-trick today, to go along with his sealing goal on the weekend against Blackburn. What a start to his Norwich City career.
It's just incredible. I text you like, wow, after the first goal. Then I think the second text was incredible. And then you text me back that he's got a hat-trick. I was so disappointed that BN Sports didn't have this game. They had some other Muppet game on this morning. But what a great moment for Toure, and what a great moment for all Australian fans watching this unfold. It's just incredible. 4 goals. And this morning's hat-trick was just unbelievable. And it just, again, puts so much positive light on the championship for the Australians, doesn't it? We said 10 clubs represented now, and it's just unbelievable that we've got so much representation at all ends of the table. And it's a really opportunist. He's at a great age of 21, so he's just going to grow, isn't he, from this? And hasn't Norwich got an absolute bargain buy? And look, let's hope he stays fit and healthy. And it was interesting, they brought him off the bench in the first game, but he started. That was the confidence. He started over a very fellow good striker that's top 5, I think, in the championship goal scorers as well. So, to be able to back him in that quick, wow, it's just, this is absolutely incredible for Mo Toure. And geez, this is going to give him the boost. We talk about Segacic, how important it was to get here a good start and get some goals, and he did that. Same things happened for Mo Toure. Same things happened for Irakunda. And they're all over the championship, and they're all going to thrive at such a great age. We've got lots more to come here, hasn't it? This is just the beginning. And I think that's what all fans are excited about. This is just the beginning of what could be the dream. We've been dreaming of an Australian player to get back up to the peak of powers of the Premier League. And I know we reference the Premier League as the elite league. And, wow, we could have a couple or even 2 or 3 in the next couple of years, or even next year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And we'll speak about a potential Socceroo going to the Premier League in just a sec. But just back on Mo Toure, Irakunda, obviously he turned 20 yesterday, I believe it was. And there's a great conversation on X today about how they're going to push each other on. We know how close that friendship is. And, they'll no doubt have that friendly rivalry about who's going to have the biggest impact in the championship. And just to your point around Norwich and the business, I was just thinking this today, if he is to go on and have a great back end this season and then have a great World Cup, imagine the fees that are going to come in for him. And Norwich could be, 3, 4, 5xing their money, that little investment straight away. So, but let's just enjoy our 21-year-old. I don't think there's any doubt that he's leading the line for the Socceroos based on his performances and the performances of others. And it's exciting to see him do his thing on the world stage in about 4 months' time.
Absolutely. And we've seen it in the last 12 months. He was slowly brought in by Popovic, wasn't he? Just nursing him back into the Socceroos. We've seen the potential, and he said Popovic has got to get his body right. And, well, he's done that and more. But what a beautiful moment too, also to go back to the game after the game. Did you see the beautiful video and the celebration with the crowd, and he's pumping his fist? It was just, and the whole players were behind him like that. What a special moment for the career of Toure. That's just beautiful, and that's what football's all about, isn't it? And amazing stories like this, and Yeah, we didn't have to wait long at all, did we? Well, just congratulations to Mohamed Toure. Just absolutely hats off. So fantastic for the young man.
And three different types of goals too. Obviously, the first one, was a bit of a hopeful ball over the top, and he just kind of nicked it past the keeper and then slotted it home. Second one got into the right space for the cross. And then the third one was probably almost like a goal that we would like him to score for Australia, where there's that bit of a press and the ball breaks and he's there on that angle and he's just like powering it home. We've seen that from him in a Socceroos jersey before. So, yeah, so good to see our number one striker in some top form. And speaking of form, what about Borough, mate, who got a massive win the other day?
Oh, a goal and assist from Riley McGree. And just watch his movement where he pockets himself in these little spaces. He just finds himself, and where he attacks that space and then sometimes doesn't come off. He changes the angle, similar to what we've seen when he set up the goal against Japan, where he laid it off to Bajic. Like Middlesbrough now are top of the championship. I just unbelievable a month ago where they were on that downward bit of slide, weren't they, Borough? And Coventry were just so far in front, and Coventry just collapsed. And unbeknown to Borough, they've just reignited. And mind you, when they had that dip, McGree was missing. So you can see the impact that he's had. And the commentator called him the best player in the championship. What a statement.
Huge.
And if they keep going on this trajectory, we are going to see Riley McGree in the Premier League. And no doubt not being subbed on or Borough bringing in another player, he is going to be one of their key blue chip players that they're going to be relying on to stay in the Premier League itself. If he can keep his body right, how exciting that is going to be. Let's fingers crossed, obviously, hopefully Borough continue on that momentum, because you know how it's like a slippery slope, isn't it, the championship? But let's hope they continue that momentum. Then we can get really revved up if we've got Riley McGree in the Premier League. But they're in the box seat now. And I think they play Coventry this week.
They do.
So
play
I
them
think
next.
it's top of the table. Yeah, wow.
Tuesday next week.
Wow. Oh, Tuesday next week. I'm going to take the day off. All right. Hopefully it's on. Hopefully it's on this time. Surely that one will be a feature. Like, oh my God. Oh, we need better services out here, don't we? Okay, sorry, getting off the back of that. Let's look at Swansea. So most passes completed for Cam Burgess, with Swansea also thumping Sheffield Wednesday in a 4-0, who are now only 5 points from the playoffs. This is another incredible story. Swansea were down near relegation not long ago, but they're in fine form. 5 points off playoffs. This just goes to show how crazy it is. That's a wrap of the championship for now.
Hang on, just one sec, mate. I just wanted to ease your thoughts and say that, yes, the Middlesbrough versus Coventry game is on TV, so you will be able to take the day off and watch.
I definitely won't be working for 2.5 hours anyway. All right. Thanks for pointing that out. Most passes are completed for Cam Burgess. Sorry, we mentioned. Let's move on to Netherlands. My apologies. You got me all excited. Where Jordy Bos Feyenoord picked up a crucial 1-0 win, with Socceroos left back playing 82 minutes and having the most tackles and winning the most duels. It's good to see Feyenoord bounce back after their loss to PSV last week. Another important game over in Serie A in Italy. Parma, Circati are now 8 points clear of relegation. They picked up a 1-0 win over mid-table Bologna, with Circati played the full 90 and played a really good game as well, keeping a clean sheet. So massive result there for Parma. Graham Cole, let's look at his form. He continues to impress in Sparta Prague, where he started and played 69 minutes in their 3-0 win. So congratulations to Sparta Prague and Graham Cole. Tough day for Matt Ryan. This was probably a hard pill to swallow after a good couple of weeks. He concedes 2 late goals in Levante's 4-3 loss. They're 5 points from safety, but still a chance, but it's very tough in La Liga. Our other keepers, let's go over to Randers. So a good clean sheet for Paul Izzo. They were 0-0 on the resumption of club competition in Denmark. And the good thing is we have Moussa Toure also played in the second half. So obviously following the Toure's brothers through, aren't they? So and we know how exciting this Moussa Toure is. We sent a lot of him in the Asia Cup. under 20 win. So watch this space too. He's another star on the rise.
How many clubs
Back
do you
in
think
league,
are looking at Moussa Toure on the back of Mohamed Toure's form? Just thinking like, oh, can we clone you? Oh, you do have a younger brother. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they're like thoroughbreds, aren't they? That's amazing. Let's look at League One in England. Rafael Borges Rodriguez gets 23 minutes off the bench in Wigan's 2-1 loss to Reading. Just getting bad to worse for Wigan after they sacked their coach. Now, I think this is pivotal. We go to Scotland. I was very nervous this morning about this game, but Hearts score a late winner. We know Cammy Devlin is missing, but they beat Hibs 1-0. And condolences for our other Aussie players that were playing for Hibs, which is Jack Ido, who played a full game, and Martin Ball played 73 minutes, and Ant Suto got 30 minutes off the bench. But most importantly for Hearts fans and the Australian fans following Hearts' title charge, they pick up a massive 3 points here, which will be crucial in the run home. With, I think, some more games to follow. Obviously, we had a bit of FA Cup there for Scottish football over the weekend, and a mid game there for Hearts. So big win. And we hope to see Cammy Devlin back, hopefully in the next few weeks. We're also seen the Asian Champions League Elite, and we'll be tuning soon to Melbourne City's game too, because that has just kicked off. And then let's look at some Australians in the Asian Champions League overseas. And we had 17 minutes off the bench for Teddy Yangi in Macheda Zelvia's 2-0 win in the ACL Elite. So that was a very important win. And then John Aloisi debuted for Chengdu Rojang, but unfortunately lost out 1-0 to the other Aussie coach over there, Mark Jackson. 1-0. They'll need a miracle to qualify now, so not good start for John Aloisi in Asia. Melbourne City, like we said, and Shanghai Port, Kevin Muscat returns. They're all playing tonight, and they've just kicked off as we record. Now let's look at some of our Matildas and women that are playing overseas. Riona Heatley, Roma, remain top of the league with a crucial 1-0 win over Milan, with the 24-year-old playing a full game. Watch out for Heatley. She will be definitely in Joe's plans. We're not sure with centre-back or six. We've seen her deployed in both positions, but going great guns over in Serie A. And then the big one for the women in the Women's Super League, a huge 1-0 win for Arsenal over Man City, and that was Man City's first loss, with Caitlin Ford playing a full game, Steph Catley getting 84 minutes. So a huge win. I think Man City are still a little bit too far away. There is a little bit of a title race, but there's not many games, unfortunately, in the Women's Super League. So it'll be a hard one to catch up with the depth. But at least they put themselves in a position, Arsenal, to challenge. Chelsea's Ellie Carpenter plays a full game in their 2-0 win over Spurs. Sam Kerr got 11 minutes off the bench as well. Claire Hunt played 90 minutes for Spurs. She's a real stalwart in the Spurs side. So we'll see all those three ladies in March. Let's look at West Ham. There was 3 late goals from them, which saw them overcome Brighton's in a 3-2 win. Caton Gorry got 26 minutes off the bench for this one for the Hammers. Charlie Rule played 60 minutes for right back for Dario Vicic's Brighton. So good win for West Ham. That gives them a little breathing space at the bottom of the table. Brighton's pretty safe in mid-table with that loss still. And then we talked about Alana Murphy last week. She played her full game for her new club, Notts Forest. They lose 1-0 on table-topping Charlton in the WSL2. So good to see Alana Murphy straight in the starting lineup and playing a good game. Unfortunately, the loss, but good to see her over in League 2 in the Super League. Let's also stay with the Women's Super League 2. And we also had Caitlin Torpey play a full game for her new side in Newcastle as they beat Southampton 2-1 as they continue to charge up that top of the table. A debut also off the bench for Leah Varley, getting 14 minutes in the Bundesliga for Nuremberg. Unfortunately, they were beaten, but by Jamila Rankin's Hoffenheim side, 3-0, with Rankin getting 7 minutes off the bench. So a little bit of time there for some players there for the Aussie girls. To some sad news. We have to end on a sad point. We've got some serious injuries. We've got Craig Goodwin confirmed out for 10 or 12 weeks with a groin injury. You probably almost put a line through him now for the World Cup. And Holly Casper's had an ACL injury, devastating news for young Holly, picked up over the weekend. Now let's go to the transfer news. And wow, what about this one? We wondered all summer, or all winter, over there in the transfer window, Motherwell's Apostolos Stamfopoulos has transferred to none other than Sydney FC.
I think this is the
Did they need him?
No, I think they do. I don't rate Campuzano. I think that they need
Okay.
a striker there, and I think that he may not be ready for the weekend's game, but imagine him coming in for that Tuesday game against Auckland.
Massive!
I think that would be huge. I think he's a good profile player. He scored 6 goals so far this season for Motherwell. 5 of them were penalties, but you still got to put him in the back of the net. But I think that he will be really good for them. I just don't. Obviously, they wouldn't have brought him in if they had faith in Campuzano. That's all I can think of. And I think that's, the shootout continues in terms of players coming back to the A-League, trying to get an opportunity, particularly in those striking roles. We've got Duke, we've got D'Agostino, and now Apostolos Stamfopoulos. So, it's going to be fascinating to see how he's used for the remainder of the season. I think, Sydney FC should make finals, but I think they've only got about 10 regular season games to go. So he's not going to get a lot of opportunity to show what he's got, and it'll probably be too late for the March window, but he's going to try and push his case as much as possible. But I really think that he'll be a good pickup for Sydney FC.
Absolutely. What other transfer news have you got for us tonight, Chief?
One more at Sydney FC. Ahmet Arslan, who is a Turkish attacking midfielder. Again, speaking of their foreigners, I believe he plays in the 10. So that's where Piero Quispe has been playing. And I don't think that they've got what they needed to out of Piero Quispe. So I wonder if this is an opportunity for Arslan to come in and show his worth. They obviously have Alessandro Toure out long term, who was playing off the left before he got injured. So potentially he's a bit of a replacement for him. But my other thought is that I would hate to see someone like a Thiago Quintal with reduced game time now that we've brought this kind of foreigner in. That would be a real shame. But I guess we'll see how both he and
same with Holman, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got Reece Yuli coming back. He came back from suspension off the bench last week. So, there's you don't want to see, unless they're absolutely outstanding, and I get it from Sydney FC's perspective, if they, want to go on and win, they're not focused so much on development as we are, where they're more focused on winning. But you hate to see opportunities being taken away from good young Australian players if the competition for that spot isn't necessarily all that much. But we'll see how Arslan settles in at Sydney FC and exactly when he'll get game time. But as I said, if there's only 10 games to go, you'd want to hope that they're going to hit the ground running and they're fit enough to get into it straight away. Also, Brisbane Roar sign a central defender, Norwegian Marius Lode. Obviously, they've had huge issues since Lucas Harrington moved on, so they'll be looking for Lode to fill that gap that Harrington has. And this was a cool one too, Lucas Tavere to Perth Glory from Preston Lions. So plenty of the clubs you've seen around the A-League dip in to the NPL competitions, and I just think that is the benefit of the Australian Championship and really putting them in that shop window. So good on the A-League clubs for looking local first and not necessarily trying to bring in foreigners with their transfer dealings.
The A-League's just gotten stronger again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen Melbourne City also got a debut for Delbridge as well, central defence in Melbourne City. I think he played, in the K-League, before. So it's I like, for those Melbourne City fans, it's still 0-0, 21 minutes in. But I much like the balance of Melbourne City's side that tonight. I think that's a really good balance to it. So, we wish them well. They're an important game tonight because if they can win, they can seal obviously that top 8 spot. So good luck to City tonight. But wow, what a couple of days after recording Sunday night. Absolutely, football is at its peak, isn't it? So lots more to report on to this Sunday. So thank you for tonight's midweek wrap, Chief. And what a great show we've uncovered tonight with some great stories, and a massive congratulations obviously goes out to the star of the week, which is Mohamed Toure.
Absolutely.
4 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
Well done, son. And we look forward to seeing Norwich's game this week. And hopefully we see some more goals. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, the expectations are high, mate. We want another hat-trick, please. Yeah. No,
Love it.
all good. Yeah, some big classes in the championship at both ends of the table. So, yeah, it will be very exciting to see how that all rolls out. We'll be back on Sunday night to report on all that as usual. But in the meantime, thanks for listening and enjoy football.
All the best, everyone.